My name is Suzanne Wolter. I am from a little bit of everywhere. I grew up a military child, so I've lived on the East Coast, the West Coast, and in between. But Washington has been my home for the last 24 years. I'm the National Sales Director for Tekniplex, Consumer Products Division. I work in the agricultural product space for Tekniplex. We manufacture pulp fiber trays that are used by the apple and pear industry. We also manufacture the tissue, and we also manufacture the styrofoam trays that are used by the apple and pear industry. And I oversee the sales nationally for our agricultural division. I've been trying to remember how I first heard about WAEF, and I believe the first time I heard about WAEF was I met a young woman who was on a running team with me who had won the art contest. If the art contest has been around for 20 years, at least, or 15, and she won the art contest, and she was from the Lower Valley and had taken the art that she had won and made some cards out of it. That's the first time I heard about WAEF. And then just over the years, I heard about the WAEF golf tournaments during the summertime, but really didn't get really involved until I started working at Tekniplex. We've been involved with the golf tournaments because it is interesting to see how many different facets of the industry come together to support those tournaments. You'll have growers and the organizations who support growers, packing house people and the organizations that support packing houses. You have people from the sales and marketing arm, and then you have financial institutions. So for us, it was an obvious choice. Our success is based upon the success of our growers, and our packing partners. And for us, it was just a natural fit to become involved in the organization. So I've tried to put together an all-women's team, and we are out there just to have fun because most of us don't golf other than at the golf tournaments. And I thought it was important to bring women together on a team because I've noticed since I first arrived in the Northwest, there were very few women anywhere. And now when you look around, there are women on sales desks, there are women in the packing houses, and there are starting to be women in the packaging side of the business, both on the sales and then out in the field. It used to be women were mostly on the support side. So I think it's important just to bring us together to support each other and to show that we're here, we can play and be more than just the support and the volunteer on the golf course. It wasn't a golf outing that made me want to come back. It was one of the luncheons. And I had the opportunity in Yakima to sit next to a young man who happened to receive the scholarship or the funding from Kai's, Tekniplex now. And he blew my husband and I away. He was highly intelligent. He was going to Central Washington University. He was majoring in biomedical engineer or biochemical engineering. He was articulate, he was well-rounded, he was well-informed about worldly events. He was also the first person in his family to go to college, and he was the only English-speaking person at the table with his family, so he was interpreting for his mother, and I don't remember who else in his family was there, but we were so impressed that it hit home to me how many doors are open for young people through the scholarships that are offered by WAEF. Tekniplex is involved with WAEF in many different areas. We are a sponsor at the golf tournaments, both in Wenatchee and in Yakima. We help with sponsor some of the luncheon events, and then I personally, when I can, I try to volunteer some of my own time. And as a company, it's important to the success of the organization, to their fundraising events. It's important for us to be visible with our grower and packing partners to let them know that their success and our success are intertwined. And we also realize at Tekniplex, as I'm sure many other organizations do as well, that it's extremely difficult to find and retain good talent. And this is just one way to encourage students from the area to find their passion and their path in agriculture. And it doesn't matter where it's at. It could be on a sales desk, it could be out in the orchard, it could be the next scientist who's going to develop a cure for some disease that's going on in the trees. There are so many different avenues, and WAEF at least gives some people who may not have an opportunity to go to college a little bit of extra to get themselves there. I also understand through some of the many different programs that you follow those students throughout their entire career path. And that's important because, you know, when I entered college, I started one way and then I shifted to ag. So you don't always know as a young person where your path is going to lead or what your true passion is. And as WAEF guides these students along the way over the course of the 4 years, I'm sure it's beneficial to them to find their true passion, because when you find your passion and you land in a career that's going to be lifelong, it doesn't feel like a job. And so that's why we support WAEF. I look forward to seeing all of you at the May 23rd golf tournament in Wenatchee. We'll see you there.